See, you are where you are because of choices you made. And you can be wherever you want to be in the future based on new choices you make today. So make the choice. Make the choice today to be a top performer, to be a leader, and that comes by doing what you've been asked to do. Many people that are being mentored by a mentor, okay, they're mentees, okay, they're being mentored. And somebody once said, if at first you don't succeed, they gave some bad advice. They just said, all they said was, try again. Well, I know what they meant, but that's not good. See, if you're doing the wrong thing and you keep trying the wrong thing over and over and over and over and over again without a mentor or with the mentor and being hard-headed, then you won't get the right results. So the answer is not in try again, but it is in learn, make adjustments, and then do it again. See, so if at first you don't succeed, and then somebody else once said, if at first you don't succeed, go back and do what your coach told you. Go back and do what your mentor told you. Evidently, a lot of times people fail because they do it the opposite of what they're being taught to do, okay? But you got to just go ahead and do it like Dr. Breakthrough did that time when his coach told him, when his sensei said, break that board and jump up there and kick that board. Well, he could have did everything but that. But he said, my mentor, my coach, my teacher says I can do it. I can do it. I believe Dr. Breakthrough and I believe in you, and we believe you can do exactly what we've done, because if you do what we say and do what we do, what's happened to us can happen to you too. But even better, because we have the standard. So remember that, guys. It's if at first you don't succeed, learn, make adjustments, and then go at it again. You'll never fail. Well, hey, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to go and bring up our breakthrough specialist. Hey, my brother like no other, out of Tennessee, traveling the world, breaking folks through. Help us to the call. Our international global trainer, Crown 3, Dr. Breakthrough. It's breakthrough time. Shark.
Well, Shark, again, what a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure to be on this call with you powerful leaders. And thank you again, Coach 100K, for your leadership. And again, my friend, just as I was talking to Philip Hudgens yesterday, it just keeps hitting me. When you believe like we believe and do like we do, what happens for us can happen for you. But because we're not the standard, it can happen even better for you. And that's our desire. That's our prayer. That's why we develop calls like this. That's why we invite guest speakers who can empower you and speak into your life and sometimes can see potential in you that you can't yet see in yourself. Sometimes can see you breaking through when it seems like you've been broken down, my friend. And so let's start with the June declaration. And I've got some things for you. And then don't forget, Philip is going to be back tomorrow. So I need you to double up on the call tomorrow. He's going to be teaching us some mindset training, literally, that could change your life. And afterwards, after the call yesterday, he took me over to the Hudgens Development Center where he bought this little strip mall type thing. And, he's got 14. By the way, folks who get upset with Coach 100K that don't understand having diversified income in multiple streams. Well, Philip has 14 different income streams. Right? He's shown me all these the different businesses that he owns and so forth. And so, anyway, we just had a great time, and what a joy to be there. But I'm telling you, you have got to understand the difference, as I talked about the other day, about being the victim and so forth. He could have easily been a victim, but let me jump in this, and I'll jump back to that. But I want to make sure we get through the June declaration. If you haven't been saying this daily to yourself, then let me say it to you, at least for this month. So for the June declaration, breakthrough declaration, and prayer, I pray, declare, and decree, according to Job 22:28, that June is an incredibly blessed month. Every week of June is a blessed week for my family and I, and every month of June is a blessed day. I'm walking in the strength of God during this month. I'm experiencing the peace, joy, freedom, and fullness of God. June is a month of great grace, great power, great favor, great wisdom, and great faith. I believe and receive miracles. I expect and experience financial breakthroughs during this month. June brings great health, wisdom, strength, and wealth. Because of the blood of Jesus, I am increasing in revelation, knowledge, and wisdom during this month. I hear the voice of God clearly and speak his words with power, clarity, and authority. I continually thank and praise my mighty God, for no weapon that is formed against me can prosper. I am prospering. I am overcoming. And I am experiencing divine supernatural increase. Great health manifests itself during this month. New discoveries spring forth for me in this incredibly blessed month of June. My God is raising up powerful people in prominent places that will use their power, wealth, and influence to help me achieve his purpose in my life. I anticipate receiving this or more by the end of June or sooner. I ask this in the name that's above every name, the precious name of Jesus Christ. And so, my friend, again, make that your daily prayer declaration. Again, Job 22:28. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy way. So when you declare, so you remember in the beginning, language, get this now, and speaking was more for creative purposes than for communication purposes. Ooh, did you get that? See, when God spoke in the beginning, it wasn't communicating, it was creating. And so, listen, you got to understand your speech, your words, to some degree, since you're developed in the image of God Almighty, have creative power. And so you're using your words to either create faith that'll cause you to do the thing to make things happen, or you're using your words to create doubt. And so you don't want to do that. So let's remember, we talked again about the different victim versus volunteer and so forth. I want to give you just real quick the difference between what a victim focuses on, what a volunteer focuses on, what the victors focus on, and what the viceroys focus on. I want to give that to you. And so get ready, write these down. Remember, note takers are money makers, and the weakest ink is stronger than the strongest memory. But Dr. Breakthrough says, note takers are money makers, but action takers are big money makers. And it's great to take notes, but more importantly, it's most important to take action on the notes that you took. So here we go. First of all, victims. Victims focus on what they are going through. Write that down, please. Victims focus on what they are going through. See, what happens is they get so clouded. Everything else is so clouded out that they just focus on what they're going through. They focus on their problems. They focus on who did them wrong. They focus on what's not right about the situation. And again, my friend, the more troubles you speak of, the more troubles you will have to speak of. Did you get that? I said the more troubles you will speak of, the more troubles you will have to speak of. It's just like the more blessings you speak of, the more blessings you will have to speak of. And so you got to make them your mind. See, and so victims, what happens is Murphy's Law starts kicking in, and they don't understand that part of it is because they're perpetrating it themselves, because they keep rehashing and rehearsing, and they keep focusing on what they are going through. And see, when you focus on what you're going through, it just gets so much bigger, and it seems like you just can't get around it. And so victims, that's where they are. And again, you're going to see everything is based on your focus. So you can't adjust. Get this now. You can't dictate what happens to you, but you can dictate what you focus on. And what you focus on will determine the outcome. Oh, that's so good and so powerful right there. I need to even hear that one myself again. See, you can't decide. See, you can't decide what happens to you in life. You can't decide, what other people are going to do and so forth. But here's what you can do. You can decide what you're going to focus on in the midst of everything that's going on. Well, victims, without realizing it, they just keep focusing on what they're going through or what they've been through, right? So they're always, because that focus, my friend, it just keeps producing more. Remember, what you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. Now, watch this, my friend. What you recognize, you energize. See, in a positive sense, that's what's so great about the home-based business industry, because of recognizing people for achievements and so forth, and that energizes them to do more. But watch this. But on the same token, if you recognize and concentrate and focus on what you're going through, you just energize what you're going through, and now you make it larger than life, and it just continues on. And now that sets a pattern in your mind. So victims, if you notice a victim, they're always talking about what they're going through. And the more they talk about what they're going through, the more they seem to have things that they're going through. Does anybody else understand what I'm saying? Number two, let's talk about the volunteers for a minute. Now, volunteers, they focus on why they can't get through. Victims focus on what they are going through, while volunteers focus on why they can't get through. So again, these and again, there's so many folks. They think they're victims when they don't understand they're actually volunteers, which means you're a victim of the weapon that you've allowed to be formed in your own mind. Ooh, did you get that? Remember, no weapon that's formed against you can prosper, but when you allow your own mind or your own spirit to be the weapon that's formed against you, that's the thing that keeps you from prospering. And again, a volunteer is a person who freely offers to take part in an enterprise or undertake a task. So volunteers are the type of folks that just keep rehearsing and nursing and rehashing the same scenario. And so watch this, my friend. And so literally they just throw in the towel, and they become volunteer victims, my friend. They just throw in the towel. They quit. That's why the Bible says, looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, and for the joy that was set before him, endured the cross, despising the shame, and then sat down on the right hand of the throne of God. But watch this. It says, lest you be wearied and faint in your mind. And see, if you faint in your mind, write it down, you'll faint in time. Once you faint in your mind, eventually you'll faint in time. Matter of fact, when you see somebody faint in time, it's been a long time ago that they fainted in their mind. See, fainting, it's the result of a process of fainting already in your mind, and just telling yourself, I can't take this anymore. I can't handle this. And by the way, you saying that is the thing that causes you not to take that. You're getting the fruit of your own lips. Like the scripture says, thou art snared with the words of thy mouth. Why allow yourself to be snared with the words of your mouth when you can be empowered by the words of your mouth, right? So again, my friend, the victims, they focus on what they're going through, but the volunteers focus on why they can get through. And so they have become experts at telling you why it won't work for them. And you can give them all the lessons. You can trot the Philip Hudgens in front of them and say, look, here's a guy that had nothing, man. It was, matter of fact, I was talking to Phil. He said, in all his days of insurance and all the different things that he does, he said he's never written one policy for not one of his family members. As a matter of fact, this is so interesting to me because we were talking and I was asking him some questions, and one of the things, the answer he said when he was answering one of the things, he said, man, what's crazy? He said, I'll never forget my sister. She said to me, just who do you think you are? Now listen carefully. Who do you think you are? You need to come on back down here with the rest of us where you belong. You get that? See, sometimes people, again, they're victims, but then sometimes people just volunteer. They just kind of give in. And again, what differentiates is all based on what you focus on, not somebody else's, what you focus on. And I'm telling you, my friend, this sounds very simple, but it's very pragmatic, very powerful. If you can get this down, victims focus on what they're going through, but volunteers focus on why they can't get through. And the Bible says the sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render reason. In other words, find 7 wise, powerful men that can give you reason, can render reasons and have understanding. But a sluggard is wiser. A sluggard is, you don't understand. And so that's what happens. Volunteers, literally, they've given up in their mind. They've just thrown in the towel. They're like, okay, I'm never going to get out of here. And now they are focused on why. And if you listen to victims, they keep focusing on what they're going through. But when you listen to volunteer victims, they keep their focus on why they can't get through it. And no matter what you try to tell them, no matter what examples you put up, yeah, but he this, yeah, but I don't this, yeah, but I don't. and they're so focused on why they can't get through. It's like the elephant. His greatest asset is his greatest liability, which is his memory. And the elephant remembers when he was a young elephant, when they trained him. And what do they do to elephants? I've said this before, but they take a big old rope, put it around his leg, and then put a nail it down. And so this little elephant, full of energy, full of vitality, tries to get away, and he runs all the way, and oops, and bam, the rope pulls and extends, and now he feels the pain in his leg because he's tried to go too far. And so he backs up and he tries again, and he does it again, and over and over and over again. And after a while, he starts recognizing when he goes a certain length, when he goes far enough, when the rope tightens, that he feels pain, and he keeps associating, if I go too far, it's going to be painful, and there's no way I can do this. And at his age, there is no way he can do this. But guess what, my friend? They say after several weeks of training an elephant like that, I think 9 weeks or so, but you can now take that rope off, or the chain rather, and now just put a rope on it, and now I just got a little thing wedged into the ground, this big old elephant that could easily pull it up. You've been at a zoo before, I'm sure, and you wondered, like I wondered, man, why didn't that big old elephant just run on out? Because his mind, he could physically, but he can't mentally. And because he can't mentally, he'll never do it physically. Ooh, that's so good right there. I said, listen, physically he can. It's like it's like my sensei. I thought I couldn't, as Coach 100K mentioned, years ago, that when my sensei said to me, jump up and kick that board, and something I thought was impossible, but he's the sensei, he's the master. And first, I thought he's crazy. Secondly, I thought, well, he's the master, maybe he knows something I don't know, and I just did what he said based on his words, based on his faith in what he said to do, and I just did it, and it shocked me. It shocked the crowd, I'm sure, too. But watch this, my friend, and I'm telling you, that's what happens. But listen, I would have never done that. Listen, in my mind, now physically it was possible, and mentally it was possible, but it wasn't I wasn't potentially able because I thought I couldn't. But when my sensei said, just do it, I disengaged what I thought. Instead of focusing on why I couldn't do something, I just focused on why I should, because the sensei said he believes in me. He must. And all of a sudden, my friend, now mentally, I assented to what he said. And now physically, it energized my body to be able to do the thing and release what the body knew it could do, although my mind said it couldn't do. And I'm telling you, potential sometimes is one of the saddest words, because potential oftentimes means the unused good of someone's portion. They have so much potential. God has put so much power in them. He made you to represent him on this earth, my friend, and yet a potential oftentimes means the unused good of someone's portion. And it's been Miles Monroe, of course, Les Brown has quoted it, but actually about the grave being the richest place because people died, taking all their stuff with them, my friend. And they actually got that from Howard Thurman, by the way. But what I'm saying is this. But victims focus on what they're going through. Volunteers focus on why they can't get through. And it doesn't matter what you try to tell them, they can't see it. They're like that elephant, my friend, because of when they were victims, because of what they went through. That's what, my friend, it's been locked into their mind. And now that they're older, now that they've grown, guess what? They're still there, because their mind is keeping them chained. Their mind is keeping them locked up, my friend. And I'm telling you, it's time for people. That's what I love about the gospel. Jesus came to set folks free. And listen, my friend, and came to set our minds free. Romans 12:2, be not conformed to this world, but be what? Transformed. How? By the renewing of your minds. And that's why I keep telling you, my friend, I am telling you, the 21-day breakthrough challenge, the advanced breakthrough challenge, my book, How to Build a Big Team Fast, my book, Your Breakthrough is Guaranteed. I am telling you, that is so needed for people today, my friend. They'll take you out of that volunteer victim mode and make you understand you have more power than you ever realized. But listen, you'll never tap into it if, like the elephant, you allow your memory to keep you. So watch this now. The memory shuts down the mentality, which shuts down the physicality. And now you're like the big old elephant, just docile. And at any moment, If he ever exercised his potential, he could break out. And Satan is a master at having people locked up, chained up by their memories, chained up by what they went through, chained up, my friend, and locked into there, and they don't even realize. You don't even realize, my friend, it's not the case. And again, it's like Juneteenth, my friend. It's just like many of the slaves that, listen, they didn't understand that they were free, and then they finally found out. And you know what the problem is, though? Some of them, because all they'd ever known was being a slave, they decided, I'd rather just stay and work for the master. What else am I going to do? I don't know anything else. And see, that's why we've got to expose people to something different, because sometimes folks, they think all that they're experiencing, they think that's all there is. And that's the beauty of opening up their horizons and opening up their eyes and helping them to see things differently, my friend. But again, if you don't get that focus, again, the focus is going to determine the direction and the outcome. And so again, volunteers just focus on why they can't get through. And, I used to always ask myself disempowering questions, and I didn't understand a disempowering question is a question that takes away your power, versus an empowering question is a question that gives you power. And so when you ask why me, that's a disempowering question, and eventually it leads your mind to say, well, I guess I'm not good enough to be having any more, so why not me? Why not? No. What can I do to avoid this? What can I do to get out of this? How can I excel and jump above this? How can I break through this? See, those are empowering questions, my friend. So first of all, I said victims focus on what they're going through. Volunteers focus on why they can't get through. Some folks, the glass is always half empty instead of half filled. And again, my friend, there's some people that's why they've settled for a job. They understand, or they hear rather, they give assent to profits are better than wages, like Jim Rohn said. But all they've known is a job, and that's all they're used to. And so they know they need money. They know they need to supplement their income, because 90% of people, my friend, need supplemental income. But their best thing they could figure out is get another job. No, my friend, but I'm saying, but again, volunteer victims, they've given up. They've just thrown in the towel. And now, like that elephant, my friend, this big old elephant, like, shake yourself. No, they'll tell you why it won't work. And then victors. Number 3, the victors focus on what they are breaking to. See, that's the difference. A victim focuses on what they're going through. Volunteer focuses on why they can't get through. But the victor focuses on what they are breaking to. See, the victors, victors are visionaries. See, a visionary, get this now, a visionary is one who sees something that has not yet happened and works to make it happen as they've already seen it. See, without a vision, the people perish. I was meditating. David said that I had fainted, Psalm 27:13, unless I believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. So what's one of the things that keeps people from fainting, and not just keeps them from fainting, but makes them victors, is this, my friend, is not so much believing based off what you see, and that's when I see it, I believe it. No. It's believing to the point that you will eventually see it, right? So it's believing in what you don't see until you can see what you believed. Let me say it again. It's the ability, a visionary, which that makes you eventually a victor. Every victor was started as a visionary. So it's believing. Get this now, and what you don't see until one day you see what you already believed. And so you got to be able to believe. Watch this now. You say, I was talking, man, late last night, Cynthia and Howard Harris, are you available? Can you talk? I'm like, of course I can talk to Global Ambassadors who are burning it up, just came off vacation, talking to people on a vacation. They just sharking, man. But watch this, my friend. And so, but that type of that type of focus on what they're breaking to. So we were saying that last night that we said instead of saying shark up, they're going to start saying crown it up, right? Because from global, the next step is crown, and they're about to hit that. They're dedicated, they're focused. And so watch this, my friend. That's what makes people victorious. See, the people that are victorious are so focused on what they're breaking to that they break through being a victim mode. There's things that they can say, look, but no, they don't spend their time on what happened to them that they can't change. Then they don't spend their time focusing on why they can't get through. Why focus on the whys when you can focus on the what, and you can focus on, well, how can I, right? And so the victors focus on what they are breaking to. They're so focused on, they're focused. See, if you get so focused in your business of breaking to financial freedom, then you'll be able to put up with all the mess that's going on in the meantime. It's going to be a long, arduous process. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be disappointing. There's going to be more days that you fail than you succeed. But I'm telling you, my friend, but when you're a victor, you stay focused on what you're breaking to. And the problem is when people break their focus, when they get distracted and they allow their focus to be broken, they throw in the towel, they quit, they slow down, when they turn back. I'm saying, listen, my friend, I'm telling you, my friend, it's up to you. You can be a victor if you want to. It's based on what you're focusing on. And again, what happens whenever people are discouraged, whatever happens when people slow down, well, here's what happens, my friend. They get distracted from what they're supposed to be focused on breaking to, and now, my friend, they start paying more attention to the obstacles that are trying to keep them back. No. Obstacles are what you see when you take your mind off your goal. I'm saying, listen, I often said the giant may be in front of you is big, but the God who's for you and on the inside of you makes the giant look like a midget. And so the victors are so focused on breaking to that goal, breaking to ambassador, only getting 9 people, breaking 9 people that make an order, breaking to global ambassador, only 27 people that make an order, that's something that could help them and change their life, enhance their water, I'm saying, listen, my friend, this is incredible. But the victors focus on, okay, I'm going to make crown. I'm going to get I'm going to get to 54 people. I'm going to assist 54 people to get quality health, to get healthier, wealthier, wiser, or all three. And they just stay focused on that, my friend. And they focus so much on what they're breaking to that anything that comes in between where they are and where they're going, they end up breaking through, my friend. See, you're no different than Philip Hutchins, except the difference is he just kept breaking through when you eventually started focusing on how big the obstacle was instead of how big and how powerful the God inside you is. Come on now. I'm saying, listen, that's the only difference. Only difference between the people you respect the most in you is the fact, my friend, that you are at a place where you're allowing your mind to tell you, I can't do this. I've had enough. I've been doing this long enough, and it doesn't seem to be working. Well, they just kept on breaking. They were still focused on what they're breaking to. And if you didn't break to it yet, you just keep on breaking. You keep on breaking. You keep on hitting. And so again, victims focus on what they're going through. Volunteers focus on why they can't get through. Victors focus on what they are breaking to. What are you breaking to? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What visions do you have? And again, a vision means you got to be able to see something that's not there. You got to believe in something that you can't even see until one day everybody else can see the thing that you already believed. And then the viceroys focus on their responsibility to empower others to break through. The viceroys. Remember, I told you a viceroy. That's my new favorite word because viceroy means a ruler exercising authority in a colony on behalf of a sovereign. Come on, somebody. And get this, a viceroy, again, it's a term derived the Latin prefix vice means in the place of. So vice in the place of, and the French word roy means king. You know, roy, like royalty. Hello, somebody. So when you take the word viceroy, the Latin prefix vice in the place of, the French word roi, meaning king, you now means understand that it's someone who reigns in the place of the king. And actually, the king makes you a king who, when you submit to his dominion, he makes you a king where you now have your own dominion to reign underneath of him. And that's how you know in business. See, when you submit to the King of Kings, as every morning at Matthew 6:33, at 6:33 a.m., my phone goes off to remind me of Matthew 6:33, and I was like, Lord, and I submit. I submit myself. I surrender my will. See, as you're submitted to the King of Kings and you serve, watch this now. Now your assignment that he gives you has to submit to you, and now you can reign with dominion and authority, my friend. And I'm telling you, my friend, we're looking to train some viceroys. They're going to shark it up, my friend, crown it up. But listen, viceroys focus on their responsibility to empower others to break through. And that's why I think I told you the other day, the great prayer that has changed my life lately is that I pray daily, dear God, thank you that today and every way and every day hereafter, you're increasingly giving me more wisdom and knowledge and the wherewithal to empower those under my jurisdiction and beyond to experience breakthroughs that would please you, that would profit them, and that would cause my family and I to prosper. And I believe, my friend, it's like when the king Solomon prayed and said, God, I mean, this is too big for me. I need a wise and understanding heart that I can do the assignment that you gave me to do. And God says, you know what? You could have asked riches and all that, but instead you asked for wisdom. Well, guess what? I'm going to give you so much more. And listen, my friend, I'm telling you, a viceroy, we need some viceroys. We need some folks who shark it up, my friend, to be a viceroy and say, you know what? I'm not going to be a victim anymore and focus on what I'm going through. I'm not even going to be a volunteer victim and focus on why I can't get through. I'm going to be a victor and be so focused on what I'm breaking to that I end up being a viceroy that I can now focus on my responsibility to empower others to break through, because God will give you the wherewithal to break through. And sometimes your breakthrough comes by empowering others to get their breakthrough. And when you help others get their breakthrough, God in turn gives you your breakthrough. You heard Zig, he said it many times, help enough people get what they want, you get everything you want. And my friend, this business, listen, my friend, this business, I mean, we talk about being a diamond, a double diamond, a triple diamond. We're talking about being an ambassador. We're 9 people. We're talking about being a global ambassador, 27, 8, 54, the crown ambassador. It's just when you become a viceroy, you start focusing on your responsibility, empower others to break through. And money and these different titles is nothing but a reward. It's just a way of keeping score of how many people's lives you added value to, my friend. I'm telling you, my friend, victims are so into themselves. If they would just learn to help other people and focus. Volunteer victims are so into themselves, but if they would just learn to empower other people, victors understand this, my friend. And the viceroy, again, focuses their responsibility to empower others to break through, my friend. And I'm telling you, in the martial arts, again, up to black belt is how good you are. But the different degrees, especially once you hit master level and above, that's how good you can help others. That's how well you can empower others to become, my friend. You're getting better, but you're getting better is based on how well you can help others to get better. And that's where 2 Timothy 2:2 comes into play. And the things which thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou unto faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. God says, I'm looking for some viceroys. I'm looking for some folks who will reign here. Jesus said, as in heaven, so on earth. So how does God reign here on the earth, my friend? He reigns as we surrender to him, and now we stand in the place that he gives us. He gives us a place of authority and dominion to serve underneath of him, and when we submit and serve him, now our assignment has to submit and serve us, and now you can build a big team fast, and now, my friend, you can stand with authority and understand you're representing the King of Kings who came to set people free, my friend, and we have a responsibility. How dare us to lighten up because summertime? How dare us, my friend, to slow down? Because how dare us to start focusing on, well, this person told me they was going to do it and they're not, and this person now has stopped, and this, what is it? My friend, listen, my friend, no. Your vision's got to carry you. Your vision's got to keep you going. And more importantly, my friend, your focus, Focus, firmly on course until successful. Focus, fixated on creating ultimate success. And the ultimate success is one day to hear him say, well done, thou good and faithful. But in the meantime, my friend, we ought to be breaking records. In the meantime, we ought to be breaking financial records. We ought to be breaking promotional records. Why? Because we're so focused, my friend, on our responsibility to empower others to break through, to empower others, my friend, to break through in their health. How can we sit by knowing we have something that could change people's lives and not be fired up and want to do everything, learn everything we can to be more effective at getting the message to them and getting this to them, my friend? How dare us, my friend? I'm telling you, just like those Mephibosheths are down in Lodabar. That was me at one point in time, my friend, but thank God, God sent the Holy Ghost down to come down and sent some folks, my friend, to tell me the gospel of the good news and let me know that because of the favor of another, my friend, I get to be in the king's palace. I get to eat at the king's table. I mean, come on, somebody. How in the world could I be satisfied? How in the world could I just slow down? No, my friend, it's time to speed up. It's time to reach more folks because we've got a message that can change the world. Somebody said the people crazy enough, those who think they're crazy enough to change the world are usually the ones who do. Well, I believe we've got something where people want to be healthier, wealthier, wiser, or all three. So start pointing them to the website Consumerpreneur. Consumer, CONSUMER, Consumerpreneur, PRENEUR.info, Consumerpreneur.info, Preneur, PRENEUR.info. Point them to the 247-646-653-1817, which is a little sizzle overview, 646-653-1817. Point them to the 646-653-1827 that teaches them about hydration. And summertime is where so many people, my friend, get dehydrated. So that 646-653-1827. Point them to the 646-653-1830, where Liddy will teach them about the yeast feast. Point them to the 646-653-1831, the Breakthrough Challenge. Point. Get paid. God bless you. Back to you, Coach. Shark. Ambassador up. Global ambassador up. Crown up.
Shark. Oh, man, what a great job. Dr. Breakthrough, we declare that we are Viceroys today, and thank you for encouraging our hearts. You know, you said something really, really powerful. I was thinking about what he said when he said, after all of his success, now catch this, after all of his success, Phil, he's never written one policy for a family member. Now that just shows you what kind of haters you have in the world. It's really demonic that a family wouldn't want to follow somebody because they set their dream on being different and being viceroy instead of being victim. He could have been a victim easily. Smoky clothes. I mean, that would have got me right there. Smoky clothes. But he broke through. Hey, listen, don't pay me nothing. I just want to come. He figured a way out and became a viceroy instead of a victim. And so I thank God that you introduced him to us. He said something that would change my life forever too. I don't know if people heard this or not, but he said people have take-home pay that won't take them home.